important reminder. All information and ideas are for informational purposes only and are in no way intended as medical advice or as a substitute for medical counseling. Earthshift Products, Dr. Robert Cassar, all of their partners, affiliates, and subsidiaries will not be held accountable for the use or misuse of the information presented therein. This information is not intended as medical advice. The authors, publishers, and speakers of this work are not medical doctors and do not recommend the use of mineral-deficient foods, drugs, or medicines to achieve beauty and to alleviate health challenges. Because there is always some risk involved, all persons involved with the development and distribution of this information are not responsible for any adverse effects or consequences of any kind resulting from the use or misuse of any suggestions or procedures described on our website or Earthshift Live radio talk show or therein.
And anyways, this is parasites live where they can. These parasites work together in the host, the body matrix, and this gives them a hidden, they're hiding inside the body. You can't see them. And if you did, what are you going to do? That's the next question. Who runs the show? Well, when you're past 40 years old, you definitely don't run the show. So what you have to do is be very nice to what lives inside you because, well, now you found a whole bunch of dudes that aren't paying rent now, and you've been feeding them, and you've grown generation after generation of these children. It would be not so smart to go ahead and actually go against everything that you've provided for them. And once you sort of look at it this way, it's actually true. It's like a short circuit of your own system to go against your own self. The host can be any breathing organism, birds, insects, plants, humans. Plants even get them. Okay? But they don't get the ones that are, you can see a lot of plants get parasites. That's why people spray a lot of stuff on them. It's because they're just weak in vibration. Let's go to the next one there. Again, obesity, remember, it's just pollution. That's all it is. And once sort of people see that, they say, geez, I'm not fat because I'm lazy. No, you're not fat at all. You're just polluted. So take the pollution out and terrain modify yourself. Everybody that I know has gone on a terrain modification program. Every month gets leaner, faster, quicker, and smarter. And every month they do this, they keep on doing it because of the results that they get without dieting. You don't diet. You just terrain modify. Next one. Demineralization. The skeletal system basically loses all its minerals. And once you lose your minerals, you can't regenerate. Remember, the skeletal system is the antenna to conductivity. Conductivity is how your body makes electricity. And your skeletal system is just an antenna. So if you lose all your calcium, and 3.6% of your whole body makeup is calcium. And if you lose the calcium out of the bone, you lose your and you can put all the calcium back in your system you want to. But there's usually creatures in the system that'll make it so you can't absorb it. Because remember, the black mold has covered the intestinal tract. So that's one of the things I tell. Clean the mouth up, clean the pores up, and clean the intestine up. So you can remineralize. If not, you can put all this stuff inside you. It doesn't make a difference. Go to the next one. Couple real simple. What are the signs of the sickness? Acidity versus alkalinity. Very simple. You have an acid diet, you get acid creatures. You have an alkaline diet, you get alkaline creatures. Creatures are good to live in your body. Some are saviors and they clean you up, and some are destructors. So that's why you don't kill anything, because these microbes are called pleomorphs. And pleomorphs are very smart. They're shapeshifters, and they will change to what you become. So if you're dirty now, if you could become clean, whatever lives inside you actually shapeshifts into you, the new you, and lives with you instead of actually lives and controls you. No oxygen versus oxygen, pollutants versus pollution, heavy metals, BINC, demineralization versus remineralization. This is all just basic stuff. And so once you hear this bigger picture, then all of a sudden it makes way more sense. Dieting and all that other stuff. Remember, it takes 10 pounds of raw fat to regenerate your liver. Every 2 months it regenerates. It takes 10 pounds of raw fat, not meat fat.
Good fats.
Good fat. That's why I use coconut oil, lauric acid. And it's not just regular coconut oil. This is spun, centrifuge. You get about 53, 54% lauric acid. Lauric acid is very special. It helps you regenerate. The coconut oil is, like I said, I eat about 1 gallon of this a month. I put 2 big tablespoons in my tea in the morning, salad dressings, skin, If you're a woman or a man, you can use this as an enema. This cleans up everything. Everything it touches, it re-lubricates, it re-fixes and renumerates itself. It's not because of the oil, it's the lauric acid. Look up coconut oil. Robin's got some good books on it. Anybody ever do coconut oil pulling? We did that at the Leaders Causing Leaders convention. Hardly anybody's ever done this. Robin's got a book here called coconut oil pulling. And what I use is not just the coconut oil. I put in sodium bicarbonate. I put in a little oil of oregano. I even put in sometimes EDTA. Remember, and you don't really use any EDTA at all. In EDTA are these different suppositories, different things, unless you stop wearing jewelry, unless you get all the metal implants out of your mouth. If not, you're just going to poison yourself. EDTA is very effective. Look it up. There's 30,000 clinical studies. I don't believe in the zeolite thing. I keep asking everybody that tells, guys, show me the studies. Remember, I'm here, I don't want to hear this BS. Show me the studies. Can't pull them out, can you? Okay? I don't trust the zeolites. I don't go for them. EDTA is real. And the best one to use is the magnesium dipotassium, ethylene diamine tetracetic acid. Because everybody's deficient in magnesium. Everybody. Isn't that so? Mr. Genius back there. Okay? What do you put in some of your stuff?
Magnesium bicarbonate. Ion, inorganic, metallic, electrolyte salt, magnesium bicarbonate, only found in liquid form.
I told you, genius man back there. Okay? He's too smart for his own brain. He doesn't have any friends that way because he can't talk to anybody. He calls me up at night and says, Cassar! Not many people you can talk to, is there? Think about it. A nut to another nut.
Me, you, and Tyler, there's a few.
A couple of nuts. Okay? Other researchers. Let's go to the next one quickly. Anyways, why are all the children sick? What's the deal? Okay? So, once you find out that this sickness has invaded our emotional, mental, physical, ethereal, and bioelectric magnetic bodies, take the red pill or the blue pill. Red pill says, get off the planet. You'll get a new body, don't worry. Comes back over and over, it's a game. Okay? You came to the planet. Did anybody know how to actually wipe their rear end in the right direction when they came here? I want to know.
Well, they were all wiping their ass backwards.
Your mama had to show you how to do it, didn't she? Did you know anything? The mind only knows what it knows. Show it what it doesn't know, and it's got a big problem, doesn't it? And so this is the age of the revealing right now. So everything that we've been shown, most likely, has been suboptimal from our free energy, from our physiology. Okay? We're only 2 strands activated out of a bigger region of 13. Wouldn't it be important in our mind to say, I wonder what happens if I can take the 2 cylinders of my car and just rip it up to 1 more cylinder? I'd like to drive this thing around and see what it does. That's why you see the Sumerian have the 3 strands in all their petroglyphs. We only have 2, don't we? Let's go to the next one there. Solutions. Simple. Go green. Green, red, orange, and yellow are poison. Okay? The foods are energy. I don't eat hardly anything that lives in red, orange, or yellow because I know that the foods, this is sort of like it's a pH meter. Microbes live in energy. And the lowest, infrared is sublight. Still light. Ultraviolet is ultralight. So wouldn't you think that green, blue, indigo, and violet? Or you ever heard of anybody like Dave Wolf? He talks about the rainbow warriors. Who do you think you are? You are what you eat, so start eating some high vibe foods. High vibe. And it has to do with color. And once you cook color, it's dead. It dies. Pomegranates, all that stuff you get at the store, it's all a waste of time. Have to have it enzyme rich and non-perverted. You want apple juice? Then make it yourself. Okay? So the rest just grow a bunch of yeast, mold, and fungus. I know that. I mean, it's taken many years for myself and a lot of people around me to find that out. It's up to you how long it takes you. And so if you want to get rid of, like you were saying, how do you get rid of the yeast, mold, and fungus? Quit feeding them, number 1. Change your sugars over to these sugars. Change your salts over to these salts. Change your oils over to these oils. GMO, such and such, and it's very basic. Use purified water, but remember, never unmineralized water. Booby trap. All that bottled water, booby trap. Remineralize it at least. Consume superfoods because they're not simple foods. Superfoods are way different than simple foods. So I tell people, exchange your simple foods for superfoods. You just didn't know you're eating simple foods. And simple foods are usually foods that you would get at the supermarket that really are made with the 3 minerals only: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. That's a perversion. We like foods that have 80 minerals, okay? Not 3. Makes the foods pretty, but they have nothing in them. Nothing. 0. So again, you can have all of these. If you take an apple that's only made out of NPK, and even if you eat it, all you're doing is eating sugar, feeding a bunch of microbes. You eat a lemon that's made out of NPK. There's nothing in it. There's no minerals in it, so that's an acid lemon, and you bet it's acid and it's not even going to alkalize you. Just because it's a lemon, unless it has the correct amount of minerals, it's got to be grown with microbes in the dirt that break down the food. The food, of course, turns into macrominerals, microminerals. They uptake into the plants. Once you see, these companies are very smart. Once you use a petroleum-based fertilizer, it kills the very delicate microbes. We don't have one food from the United States except for the blue-green algae because it grows in the water and it's the only wild superfood in the world. And I know of. All the rest of these superfoods, they're all man-made, cultivated. That's a live one. They process it twice a year because it blooms twice a year. Super powerful. Detoxify and rejuvenate. Your new job now is to have a new lifestyle. We call it the Lifestyle Makeover Network. So it's a community where you can actually talk with other people. Go on earthshiftproject.com. There's hundreds of recipes, ideas, philosophies, other people like yourself. And I would definitely find, I call them not professionals, but in Spanish you call them ayudantes, okay? Helpers. You need people. You live in what area?
Dana Point.
Dana Point. You got 2 people here that are expert body workers. Experts. Okay? You should at least get, and I'm sure there's more in here, I just don't know a lot of people, but I know these people are experts. She's, like I said, worked on me 1,000 hours. He's kicked my rear end a few times, and as I've done yours. Okay?